Hey y'all, hey. Whenever y'all see me with this little mug, that means I'm up. I don't know what time I dozed off, but it might have been about 7:30, and I woke up about 12:30, and it's now 1:30. Me and hubby just came from downstairs. I went to get some sleepy time tea. This menopause, since I'm taking the HRT little patches, and they work amazingly. Um, I've noticed a lot of my menopausal ways have changed drastically. Once in a blue moon, I'll get a hot flash. Once in a blue moon, I'll get a mood swing. But before I got the HRT patches, I was stuck. Like I couldn't function. Like I would just get up, make breakfast, shower, and sit in the chair all day and just, I don't even know if I'm literally watching TV or I'm just sitting there because the TV is on. Wasn't really on my phone, just almost like an old person, like who may have like a dementia or something like that. That's how I felt that I was getting, like getting old in my mind. And I didn't like the way I was feeling. I couldn't grasp on to how to make my life better. Because what's crazy is, I used to be very close with my aunt, and we would have really, really woman conversations about the body and, life itself. And I've watched her, and she last time I saw her was a couple years ago, and you can tell she was really going through menopause. Like it just was really, really bad. I noticed that, she gets nervous about things, and, a little, it was just weird about her, and she always told me, don't take the hormone replacement therapy because it can lead to the C word, right? But I don't even really think she knew that I had like a partial hysterectomy. And so, certain organs was taken out of my body where I wouldn't have to worry about this HRT patch affecting these certain areas of my body because it was nothing for it to grasp to. But sometimes old school remedies is not the best school remedies, if you understand what I'm saying. So I had to do a little research on that. And I did a lot of research on that. And it has its pros and cons. But if it's meant for me to have a peace of mind, to enjoy sex, we're adults. My husband and I'm in my mid 50s. Sex is still a important part of our relationship. It always have. We're very sexual. So when I realized that that wasn't important to me anymore, it bothered me because I knew that I was not fulfilling my husband, even though we've probably made love, had sex, whatever the case may be, over 1,000,000 times because we've been together for over 30 years. And we were very sexual. When we were younger, we'll go out to a club and we're so into each other, we'll go sneak in the bathroom real quick. Or we'll be at our friend's house at a party and we'll go sneak in the bathroom real quick. You know, that was us. We were sexual. We're still sexual in our own way. Our kids can't stand to see us touch on each other, but we've always been like that. So when I realized that I wasn't doing these things anymore uh, with my husband, I had to find a way that would somewhat make me want to desire my husband again, because I knew he existed. I knew he was there. We would kiss and hug and do the things, but it wasn't as much as we are now since I've got that patch. So I'm drinking my sleepy time tea in my little mug I got from B More with my son. Did I get this mug from B More? Yes. You see it says Baltimore on it. Baltimore. We went to the Christmas, my little, what do you call them? Press-ons is off. I had to braid my granddaughter's hair yesterday, so they just was popping off as I went. But I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is drinking their water, taking their vitamins, and minding their business. I really have the camera this way because I'm trying to give my husband his privacy, so I'm kind of like blocking out the rest of the bedroom. He's up with me, so I can kind of do this. But I said, you know what, I was going to do a haul later on today, but since I'm up, it's a very small haul. So I'm just going to share Saturday. Was it Saturday or Sunday? Excuse me, Saturday morning, my daughter is starting to get my granddaughter ready for school because she goes to school this week and goes back to school this week. And you know, she made sure I went out with her, made sure she had all her school supplies and her first day of school outfit. And I had explained to my daughter, like, you don't need to go school shopping for her right now. It's still summertime. She can still wear her summer clothes to school. Why don't you wait to the Labor Day holiday sale? And, you know, because by then fall stuff should be coming out, and just rack up then, you know. So she was like, well, I just want to get her outfit for the first day of school. So, you know, my daughter is a lot like how I was with her. And she was like, I wanted to go take her to get her hair, her nails and toes done. I was like, why? You should take her to get her a nice polish that she loves, and you do her own mani and pedi. Like, she don't need to be up in those nail salons. Them people getting on my nerves, right? But anyway, I was just out with her, and I noticed with menopause, I ramble on. Like, I'll be speaking of one thing. I noticed in one of my videos, I was talking about trying to develop a friendship, and I went on and showed y'all a pair of shoes that I wanted to give away. Like, I'm just all over the place. So I really have to be cognizant of things I'm saying, things I'm doing. You see the mister back there with his bald head? He getting ready to get in the bed. But I really have to be cognizant of, you know, the things that I'm saying and, you know, the things that I'm doing, you know, because I'll ramble on and never got to the point. And I don't realize that until after I'm actually sitting down watching the entirety of the video. But anyway, so I'm starting to notice, or I'm starting to see on YouTube, our menopausal women are talking about body odor and having this weird smell about them. What I've noticed is I don't really smell a body odor. What I do notice is I do perspire a little bit more than normal under my arms. Um, yeah, because like, they say heat and menopause don't go neck and neck. And I've noticed that as well. Because I've noticed like if I go out and say like we go to Walmart, and so from the parking lot we gotta walk to the Walmart building, and it's hot outside. It seems like I feel the heat more. By the time I walk from the parking lot to Walmart, I'm sweating. I'm like sweating, and it was just like maybe a 30-second walk, 45-second walk from the parking lot to Walmart. So, but like I said, I've never really had a body odor, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm noticing I'm sweating a little bit more. Um I'm noticing like I had a conversation with my GYN, and I had told her, I use the mildest of soaps, and I've noticed like I'll be fine during the day, but like when it's time to go to bed, it kind of burns down in my vaginal area. And I asked her, could it possibly be coming from the soap, or is my pH off balance? Like what exactly is going on? And she said, well, I've checked your urine, I've checked this, I've checked that, you're fine. But what it could be is the soap. And I said, well, I've read somewhere where, women of a particular age don't really need to be all in between their vagina washing with soap. And she said, that's true. She said, you wash the outer side and in between the thigh area and up where the fupa area is, all that area where the pubic hairs are, you can wash that area with soap. But then now when it's time to go inside and clean yourself, it's best that you just use hot water. Just in my shower, I have like an attached bench up against the wall of the shower. So every time I take a shower, I just sit on the bench. This is a little personal. This is grown woman talk, right? We could talk, right? Okay. And I sit on the bench and open my legs and just scrub in there with a washcloth with no soap on it. And I found that works very well. If you notice, us menopausal women, we're not giving off discharge and all these things that could really cause these bacterial infections and stuff. We don't go through those changes anymore, and we don't go through a period anymore, so we don't have to worry about those type of things. And I've noticed, and I've been doing this for about a year now, and I've noticed that when I just wash with hot water inside the vaginal area, it doesn't burn anymore. I don't have an odor down there. That works. You don't feel that burning feeling. I haven't in a long time since I've been doing it. But once a week, you take a bath, you take a soak, soak that area down there once a week. But if you shower every day, one time out of that 7 days, you should be soaking in the tub, because that area needs to be rejuvenated a little bit. Okay, so like I said, like I've noticed I've been, I sweat, I perspire a lot. Me and the mister, we do a lot of walking, we do a lot of trail walking. So I'm drenched by the time we're done. Like I am drenched. I'm trying to drink my tea as we talk, so by the time I'm probably finished this vlog, I can go to sleep, right? So I used to use this all natural crystal soap. All you had to do was wet it and just put it under your arms, and it's supposed to last for the entire day. Um, but what I hated the most about it was you had to wet it. So when it's wet and you wiping it under your arms, you can kind of feel the water dripping down your arm. And then you got to kind of go like this for it to dry. Got to air it, like flap your arms so it can dry. So it became annoying to me. So I needed to find a deodorant that would help me with all of that. Something dry. I don't need to be doing all of this and all of that. So and I was talking to Chloe. I don't know if you ladies may follow her, but she was on YouTube talking about how certain deodorants don't work for her, right? So I kind of chimed in. I have her personal number, so I kind of like, I don't really share the after effects of her videos in her comment section. I usually just text her and maybe share some things that I may use that might be helpful for her. So I had texted her. She was talking about a particular deodorant one of her friends told her to use, and she went and purchased it, and she realized that that wasn't working for her. So I had texted her and told her, well, I use, I guess it's called Lumi. And I was kind of skeptical about this deodorant. It's very pricey because this size, how many ounces is this? This is 2.6 ounces. This is $15. This is $15. But what's good about this deodorant is you can use it under your arms. You can put it wherever you sweat on your body is where you can use this deodorant. I don't want to get too personal. I guess you guys can possibly read up on it yourself. But I had suggested to her that this deodorant was good. But she's like, yeah, I heard about that, but it's kind of pricey. But if you're your own individual, you don't have to share nothing with anybody. All you need is one swipe. This deodorant lasts me well over a month because all I'm doing is giving my underarm one swipe under each arm, and I'm good for the entire day. And I think this actually says it lasts up to 72 hours. So there are times where, if hubby and I, I'll take a shower at night, but when we get up, all I do is wash my face, brush my teeth, put my workout stuff on, and we hitting the park. And I don't worry about odor. I do perspire, but there's no odor. And you are going to sweat under your arms because where's the sweat supposed to go? So, but there's no odor. There's just no odor. I'm not sponsoring Lume. I'm just sharing from a woman with menopause standpoint. We have to continue to find what works for us, right? I don't use all of these gel soaps and these all this stuff for my face. I use an oatmeal soap. I use a chamomile and aloe oil that I buy from this young lady. She's on Instagram and Facebook. If y'all look through my other videos, y'all would see that. So I try to use as much natural stuff as possible. This is aluminum free. That's what, attracted me to it. There's some things in here that are questionable, but if you feel, we got Google. You can look up anything you want. But I don't use, only use deodorant when I'm going out. I don't use, I'll take a shower home, oil up my skin, and go to bed. Like I don't put deodorant on when I know that I'm going to be in the house. I only put deodorant on when I go outside. Okay? So I had ordered on Facebook, I had ordered a kit, and the kit was only $25. So I was like, yo, because this one deodorant is $15. So what do I have to lose? Let me see what they have in the kit. So this was one of the items in the kit. This is the one that I chose because they didn't have the unscented one. Oh, they did have the unscented one. So this is the unscented one. The one that I have over there is lavender. They didn't have the unscented one in Walmart. So I had got a lavender one. But this one is unscented. I prefer unscented deodorant. And I say that because I wear a lot of different fragrance body oils. I wear perfumes. So it skeeves me out a little bit to smell the deodorant on top of the lotion, on top of the perfume. It's a lot of fragrances going on at one time. So me personally, I prefer to have unscented deodorant, right? And then you have fabric softener on your clothes, or so it's just like a whole different bunch of things going on at one time. So I prefer to use the unscented. I think it works well, ladies. I think you should try it. I just wanted to share what I got in my kit. This is what it came in a box, right? Came in a box. I got this, which is originally $15. I got acidified deodorant wipes. This is good to carry in your purse or to take with you if you're going on a mini trip, right? I got this. So I got this, which is $15. I saw this in, I believe, Target. I think it was Target. And I think this was like $5 or $6. And how many is in here? It's 15 wipes in a pack. So, right, this and this is $20. Over $20, right? So then they gave me, this is a whole body deodorant. So I guess if you just want to like rub it all over your body, it's the same as this because you can use this on your body as well. But this is an all body deodorant. It's like a cream. And this also lasts, I believe, for 72 hours. So wherever you kind of sweaty and get, odorish at, you can apply this. So, and I've seen this, but in a smaller one, half this size, in Walmart or Target too. And I think they charge like $3.99 for that. And these are like, the smaller one is like a little travel size, right? So this one. So this, if you saw this in the store, this is probably equivalent to this because it does the same thing, right? So this is another maybe $15. So 15, 30, 15, 15, and 5. That's $35 so far, right? And then they give you this as well. This is like a body wash for 72 hours as well. I've never used their body wash. Like I told you, I'm like kind of like a natural girl. I use oatmeal soap and all natural body washes. So, yeah. So you get all of this for $25 and shipping and handling was free. So go on Facebook and maybe in the search engine, type in Looney. They have like, this is a special. You get this whole 4 items in a box for $25, which is, I think, is a very good deal because like I said, the deodorant itself is $15. So you getting all these extras for just $10 more, so think about it, guys, ladies, think about it. It's a good buy. Just buy it to try. If you don't like it, then you don't have to use it. You still save some money, right? But anyway, just want to come to you with a quick haul. My daughter was in Old Navy. I don't know what she was looking for my granddaughter in there. some jeans for her for school. And so I just be wandering around. Didn't have intention on spending because y'all saw my haul last week. I bought all those jackets from Zara. And so, I just was like, I'm gonna chill. But if I went into the mall, it's like you go in the mall, you cannot not buy something. You understand what I'm saying? You see something, even if it's something on sale, clearance, even if it's a t-shirt, you want to go in the store and feel like you bought something, right? So my daughter she had finished her shopping, she was getting online. And so as I'm walking toward the line, they had like a little clearance section of their sandals and stuff. So I was like, what are the chances of seeing my size, But I'm noticing out here, I think maybe people out here in Georgia have smaller feet, because all the sandals or shoes that I find, I always tend to find my size, which is weird. If I was in New York looking for a shoe, I would not find my size. It's hard to get a size. And I'm actually, since I've lost a little bit of weight, I'm like a 9.5 now, right? So it's like hard to find shoes between a 9.5 and a 10. But I've been finding them out here. But anyway, they had these on clearance. I thought these were really cute. Little thongy thongs, slip-ons. These are so cute. And they got like that, what do you call that? I forgot what you call this. But I thought it was cute. They were cute just to throw on. And I got, they were $7.97. Can y'all see it? And I got a red pair. I thought they were so cute. Just to throw on, make sure your toes is done. And that's it. So I got 2 pair of little sandals for under $20. And we went to H&M. My daughter was looking to see if they had something for my granddaughter. So while she's doing that, I went into the women's section. And like y'all saw my other haul, I found, I think I bought 1 or 2 things from H&M last week. But that was it. I bought a few things from H&M. From their clearance sales section. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a clearance or if it's just a sale. But I think because they have the red sticker on it, it's clearance. So I got these pants that was $7.99. And they're kind of like a cottony flare leg pants. And you could either wear a biker short underneath it or not. You're an adult. You pick and choose how you want to dress. Do I have something on this? What is that? So you pick and choose how you want to dress. I think I would wear like an oversized white button down cotton shirt with it, and I would probably just throw on these with them, like on some real chill shit. Yeah, y'all, I'm from New York, so please, y'all have to pardon my slang, my verbiage, the way I speak, because there's a lot of people, my husband and I, we be fussing in Walmart, and we just talk raw to each other. And it was one day we on our way to the register, and this lady's like, y'all not from out here, are you? And my husband was like, no, where we sound like we from? She said, y'all sound like y'all from maybe New York, or, and my husband's like, yeah, we from Brooklyn. And she was like, I figured that. And she was from Philly, so she really caught on to the accent. But anyway, sorry if I sound a little rough. I always have a little roughage in my voice, always been that way. This is just who I am. I don't mean any harm or disrespect. But like I said, yeah, I got the sandals. I got the pants. What else did I get? She went into Target. She wanted to looking for something else for my granddaughter. So I've been wanting this this cardigan forever since I first saw it. And I believe this cardigan was $50. And I was like, I am not giving Target $50 for one item. Like, I'm just never gonna do that, you know, knowing that sooner or later it will be on clearance, because they stuff go on clearance all the time. But this was like a Champion cardigan. Can y'all see it? And this was on clearance. It's so cute. This was on clearance for $20, $22. I thought it was so cute. Yeah. So, like, with all of this stuff, with this was 20. I would say the sandals, 36, 40. So all this little stuff was under $50. That's it. That's my little haul, y'all. And I brought some I love popcorners. I've always loved popcorners. But when I was in Target, they have popcorners with protein in it. So I was like, hey, and you can actually eat 15, you can eat 15 chips. And it gives you 9 grams of protein, which I thought was awesome. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm snacking. I get to eat 15, 16 chips, and I'm also getting my protein intake in. So I thought this was pretty good. I hope you know, sometimes you see things one time and then you won't see it again. So I brought 2 bags. So I'm kind of hoping that I continue to see these at least in Target. So yeah, if you want a snack, you know, you eat 16 of them, serving size, and you still get your protein in. And I think it's 140 calories for 16 chips. So that's not too bad if you want to snack at night. And that's it. I took my braids out. My hair has grown so much. I'm so proud of myself. I have not put any perm in my hair for over 5 years. I want to try dreadlocks. I wanted get the human hair dreads to add on to my own hair, and then I was looking up places to add on dreadlocks, and one place wanted $750. Once I saw that price, I was like, I'm done. I will never give nobody $750 to attach a piece of hair onto my hair. That's crazy. I said, so what I'll probably do is I'll order the human hair dreadlocks and do it myself. We have YouTube University, and we're going to figure that out, because I will never in my wildest dreams, I don't care how much money I have or don't have, I'm not giving nobody almost $1,000 to put fake hair in my hair. That's crazy. The most I was thinking, maybe $250. That was the most I was thinking. Because once she puts them on, I can take care of myself, because my husband used to have dreadlocks. Oh my God, he used to have dreadlocks. He was so sexy. He had dreadlocks. Them things grew all the way down his back. He just looked like a black Jesus. Just gorgeous. And then, you know, from the pulling, his hair started receding because he would always wear it back. He couldn't wear it hanging down for work. He would have to, you know, always put it back. And then there was this lady who used to do his hair back in Brooklyn. And I just was like, there's something about this lady. She's attracted to you. What are you talking about? You ladies, you know, we know, right? So I said, you know what? I will be doing your hair. And back then we wasn't watching YouTube. I went in her shop, sat there with him, and watched how she did my husband's hair. And from that day on, he ain't go back. I will wash and condition and treat your hair and retwist it. And that's what I did for many years until he decided to cut it off. But I know how to do hair. It's just the fact of having patience. I think all that feeding into the braid is annoying. It's time consuming. That's why I always put those little twists in my hair, because I don't have time for all of that. So, with the dreads, you put a little gel on it, you take the comb and twist it. Leave as much out as possible, and you braid the dread onto the ends of the hair and kind of feed, like crochet it, pull it in, and you have a dread. It's not that hard. And people are charging almost $1,000 for that. You won't be getting my money. So, I'm getting sleepy, y'all. My tea is getting warm. It's not as hot as it was. So, yeah. That's it. I really want... hubby and I went to SOBs last week. And I had such a good time. And I really want to go back today. And I hope he says yes. Because we're home doing nothing. Watching TV and snacking. And I prefer to be somewhere around people my age and listening to dope music. Right? We don't get that, out here that much. It's probably out here, but we still trying to figure it out, him and I. So, all right. I just wanted to share those little things with you. Ladies, try the Lumi deodorant. It really works. You can use it all over your body, wherever you have a little odor or sweat. It works. It really works. So I'm not sponsored by Lumi. I'm just sharing because, we all are going through menopause, women over 50 or perimenopause. I went into menopause very early because I had got a partial hysterectomy. So after the partial hysterectomy, I went straight into menopause, and I was in my 40s. And so what's crazy is I didn't realize I was in menopause. I just was living my best life, losing weight, partying, just enjoying life. Like I didn't feel anything, but I did notice sometimes I would just be off staring into space, or I was more emotional. I was moody. I was more meaner than what I already am, but I just was like, maybe because I lost the weight, I'm just, but I was already going into menopause, and my doctor had already told me that, but I didn't take heed to it because I wasn't experiencing the symptoms that I had read about. But since we moved out here, and I'm going through all these different changes. I'm going through issues with my husband, with my marriage, all kind of stuff. And overriding that, my menopause is really taking control of everything possible in my life. Everything. And I had to sit down and read and redefine my life, because I cannot let things take my life. The only one who does that, who can do that, is God. And if I can prevent myself from, going through different stages that I don't have to, and if I can allow myself to live a little longer, because my grandmother is still alive. My grandmother's in her 90s. She's still alive. I want to be that. I want to be here for my grandchildren. I want to be here for my husband. I want to be here for my children. I just want to love on them like I do now, So I'm done, y'all. I love you for free. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And everybody have an amazing day.